Hi, 5:29 past the hour. With the Oscars coming up right here to ABC Columbia, March 27th, Matt Perrin, he's reviewing every Best Picture nominee.
And today's film takes you to outer space in Dune.
Welcome to day 3 of the Oscars overview. Today's nominee is an adaptation of a beloved science fiction novel. It has been made into a prior movie and a TV miniseries, but this time it's being made under the attentive eye of director Denis Villeneuve. The 1984 David Lynch version was critically hated, but is loved now by many, including myself, as a cult classic. Could this new iteration breathe new life into the fictional world of Arrakis, or will it leave fans with a bitter taste in their mouth? And for our purposes, is it Oscar-worthy? Let's try to answer these questions and take a look at Dune. Our film begins some 8,000 plus years in the future. The most valuable substance in the universe is the spice melange, only found on the planet Arrakis, aka the titular Dune. It is harvested by House Harkonnen, led by the Baron, who are at war with the native Fremen. The Universal Emperor removes the Harkonnen from Arrakis and replaces them with their enemies, House Atreides, led by Duke Leto. We see Duke Leto accept this responsibility and meet his heir, his son Paul. Paul's mother, Jessica, belonged to a sort of sorceress guild, and she has taught Paul their ways. We see that Paul is preparing himself to live on the desert planet while also being trained in combat. As the family take control of their new planet, they see that their rival, earlier occupants, have left all tools and machinery in a state of disrepair. Suddenly, we see that this transfer of power has been a ruse, and with several acts of betrayal, the Harkonnens return and lay waste to House Atreides. Paul and Jessica manage to escape and have to find the Fremen for help. Paul has been having dreams and visions and starts exhibiting behaviors that lead some to believe he's a savior that was prophesied about long ago. Paul is reluctant to accept this role and upset at losing so many. His main goal is survival for he and his mother. But to do this, they must battle the elements of the desert along with the infamous sandworms, all in an effort to win their way into the Fremen and eventually seek revenge. All right, let's get started. If you were a Dune fan, you know that summary doesn't even scratch the surface of this universe or even this movie. But I don't have 30 minutes to really get into it. I'm not going to nitpick any of the pronunciation changes or whether I thought Kyle MacLachlan was better than Timothée Chalamet. What I am going to talk about is the world building and how Denis Villeneuve just ran with it. The problem with the 1984 movie was trying to fit so much into a 2-hour and 20-minute runtime. When this one starts, you see that it's 2 hours and 35 minutes, which makes you think, okay, he had a little more time to work with. Then on the title screen, you see Part 1. I didn't know before watching it that it had been divided, and this one only covers the first half of the book. As a result, this director was able to spend the movie with just a crazy amount of exposition and character building. Funnily enough, there are some major players in the story that have yet to appear. Also, the fact that it has been split into 2 movies also brings up my problem with it winning Best Picture. Part 1 was a huge production completed and released without Part 2 even being greenlit yet. So, my question is whether it's deserving of Best Picture when it's not a complete movie. I know what happened with The Return of the King, but that was the wrap-up movie. If Part 2 hadn't been greenlit, would it still have been nominated? Don't get me wrong, I definitely think it'll win some awards, I just don't think Best Picture will be one of them. However, several lists of nominee rankings completely disagree with me and think this is the one deserving of the statue. However it plays out, I did enjoy the adaptation and am looking forward to Part 2. This has been your Oscars Overview. Come back tomorrow for a look at our longest nominee, and remember to watch the awards themselves next Sunday right here at ABC Columbia.